Pastor Mike Harrison began his ministry in 1979, just a couple of years after marrying his wife Stephanie. I want to tell you their story. You see, I'm their oldest son, and while I don't remember the first couple of years of ministry, I've been with them almost every step of the way since then. My dad was a steel worker in Birmingham, Alabama. He always likes to say he was so poor he couldn't pay attention. He grew up in a humble environment, learning the value of the dollar and working hard. Like most boys raised in the South, football, work, God, and family was the driving force in his life. And it was in this environment that he decided that God and family would be first place in his life. I'm thankful for being raised in the Deep South, and just as thankful for being delivered from it. I could never replace the values and family environment that I was taught there. But the greatest harvest ever seen in America is out in the wild, wild west, California to be exact. My mom and dad began their ministry in Birmingham, Alabama, and shortly thereafter moved to Cullman, Alabama, to begin Agape Church. They labored there for 19 years, seeing thousands saved and many families put back together. There's close to a dozen, maybe more, churches that were planted by the graduates of their Bible college. After turning over their church of hundreds of people to another pastor, my parents pastored Agape Church of Birmingham for 5 years. Taking a break from being the senior pastor and wanting to live the good life out here in sunny Palm Springs, California, they moved here 4 years ago and worked as executive pastors of a church, while Agape Ministries continued to work under their leadership, mentoring pastors and producing teaching material and administrating a Bible college. I guess my dad thought he would just ride off into the sunset into Palm Springs, lay low and take it easy. But God had another plan. Sleepless nights ensued. Conversations began to take place. Prayers started to rise to heaven, and people from all walks of life began to feel a stirring for change. They were crying out for integrity, love, passion, and real ministry. Shoot, my wife and I felt it all the way back in Alabama. It was like a magnet pulling us to the West Coast, and we didn't even know why. We were already on the road with all of our earthly possessions loaded up, driving 2,000 miles, and didn't even know that a new church was about to be born. The next month would be full of surprises, excitement, purpose, and a feeling that our lives would never be the same again. Man, was that an understatement. After we decided that Agape Ministries would be planning another church, my mom, my dad, wife, my brother, and several other people stayed up late one night, dreaming and talking about what could be. We came up with all kind of names for a church, but nothing seemed to sit well with any of us. All of a sudden, out of my mouth came this statement: we should call it Church 212 for the bowling point. I really didn't think anyone would like it, but man, did I like it. Of course, I've always been a little off. To my amazement, everyone said, "I love that. That's so cool." We started reading all the scriptures that were chapter 2, verse 12, and we got even more excited. We found out there's 212 gatekeepers of the temple, and suddenly the number 212 started showing up everywhere. Every time I looked at a clock, it was 212. It was like the number 212 was surrounding us. My dad at one time thought he was done with pastoring a new generation. He certainly never thought he would be pastoring a church called Church 212. But God knew it all along. This was his destiny. Everything he had been doing for 31 years in the ministry was just training for his greatest moment. The most exciting time of his life and of our life. None of us saw it coming, but God did. This is Church 212.